Hello everyone, I am teacher Candace and welcome back to my channel. And in this video, I am going to teach you all about pacing for your mock class. So I used to be a mock class mentor, so I'm going to give you a little insight into pacing and some helpful tips on how you can improve. Now, in this video and in all my videos, my goal is to make VIPKID as simple as possible for you. So I'm going to break it down really simply for you. So the first thing to remember is that pacing is just a small part of your mock class. When I was a mock class mentor, I had quite a detailed list of several things that I was evaluating the applicant on. And pacing is just one small part. It is not a deal breaker. If you do not finish your lesson, or if you are not even close to finishing your lesson, which might not be great, but it's not a deal breaker, okay? So it's not going to be an automatic fail or anything like that. So just know that it is only one portion of a long list of other things you're going to want to do. Now, if you're a little confused about how you should do your mock class, I do have some example videos for you that I would recommend, and I'll put those down in the description box below. And I would invite you to be my referral. So I give lots of great free resources to my referral. I'm working on a brand new e-course, VIPKID Simplified, your simple way to become a successful VIPKID teacher. I've got some free printable props for you, and once you teach your first class, some free physical props I send you in the mail for being my referral. And I'll put in the description box how you can get involved in all of that and get all those free resources. But if you're still struggling after watching those videos and this video, I do also do some one-on-one calls with people as well. So, like I said, you can check out those videos for how to teach it, because pacing is just one part of it. And I have a great blog post that talks about essential ESL teaching techniques. So things like repetition. You want to make sure that the student is repeating those target words that are found in red, at least twice before having them read it in any sort of sentence. Things like TPR and props. So pacing is just a small portion. Next, in my time as a mock class mentor, I did hundreds of mock classes, and I can tell you almost no one completes their entire mock class in 10 minutes. That should give you hope, because many of those people passed, but almost no one completes it in 10 minutes. And those that do usually skipped material, in which case they're not going to be getting full points because they are skipping things, and we do not want you to skip material. Do not skip material. Don't do it. Don't think, oh, I'm running out of time, and start skipping things. Don't do that. Because what VIPKID wants to see is that not so much that you complete it in 10 minutes, but that you're spending an appropriate amount of time on each slide. So if you're spending your 5 minutes, half of your class on the first 3 slides, that's not good. That's not appropriate pacing. And then you spend all that time and then you buzz through the last several slides to get to that 10 minutes. That's not appropriate pacing. You want to keep in mind the ability of the student that you're teaching, or in your case, the mock class mentor who's pretending to be a student, and making sure that you're getting in all of those other things, using TPR. Repetition, making sure they're talking in those complete sentences. So making sure they're getting in all those things, and that if you hear an error, that you're correcting it. So going at a level that seems appropriate for the student. Now, I can tell you probably your fastest slide is going to be your reward slide. So just make that super brief. And one other thing that will help tremendously is I recommend, before you begin your mock class, pull out a cell phone. Set a timer. Make sure that that timer stays visible for the full 10 minutes. So if you have a phone that shuts off, like the screen goes down if you don't touch it for a while, go to your settings and change that, because you'll want to set that timer. I set it up right, just like on top of your keyboard. And when you start, just press the little stopwatch. And what you want to do is just glance at it every so often, just to make sure that you are on track. You want to stick to a little less than a minute a slide. Okay, that is going to be appropriate pacing, about a little less than a minute a slide. Now, some of those first ones are going to go by a little faster. Like I said, your reward system slide, that's going to be really fast. Your introduction will probably be fairly fast as well. But just making sure that you're just glancing at that every so often, that you're on track. Now, in VIPKID, when you put your mouse and you hover over the slide, in the bottom left-hand corner, you'll see what slide number you are on. So it will say you're on slide 15 of 27 or whatnot. So that's a way you can, be keeping track of how far along you are. So when you're practicing, look at those and keep track that way. Let's see. You also want to keep your language really concise. This is one way that people end up just going way over time, is they just talk. Keep your language super concise. I'll give you an example. Oftentimes I would hear an applicant go, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go to the next slide, and then I'm going to have you say those red words. You're going to say it 2 times like this, okay? And then she'll click. Okay, you see this red word right there. Say that. Don't do that. Okay, that is just going to confuse and overwhelm your student. It's too many words and it's taking up valuable time, when all you need to do is just click to the next slide, circle it, and go ball. So much faster. Get rid of any transitions you tend to have during slides. Now, traditional classroom teachers struggle with this. They often emphasize transitions between, lessons and things. Not in VIPKID. Once you're done with the slide, just hit the next slide. No transition language. Just go to the next slide, circle the red word, ball. That's it. And so just keep your language really, really concise. Use TPR in replace of language. Draw on the screen. Those kinds of things are going to help you speed things along as well. Also, another reason why it's not so crucial that you completely finish everything 100% is in a real classroom environment in VIPKID, you can have more time. So in the mock class, your mock class mentor is going to just cut you off right at that 10-minute mark. They will cut you off mid-slide. They might even cut you off mid-sentence. Boom, we're done, okay? Now, in a real classroom, it is your responsibility as the teacher of when you end the class. So you decide when class will end. So classes need to be at least 25 minutes long, but no more than 30. So that gives you a 5-minute window for you to play around with however you would like. Now, that 5-minute window is the only gap you may have between your next class. So if you have to go to the bathroom, if you have to prepare for your next class, you want to use that time wisely. But if you are, you're almost to the end and you need to go, an extra 3 minutes, and you're sure that, you only need 2 minutes to get to the next class, you can do that. You can take that extra 3 minutes to finish up the lesson. So that's a really important thing to know. So what I would tell you is don't stress. It's just one part of a lot of different things that they're evaluating you on. Most people do not complete it 100%, and that's okay. So just make sure that you're really hitting all those other teaching techniques. And again, check out the description box for my blog post about that. But yeah, so pacing, that's what it is. Spending just an appropriate amount of time on each one, a little less than a minute a slide. So I hope that those tips were helpful for you. And if you need some additional help, or you want to get into that awesome e-course I'm creating and get some of my other free resources, please use my referral code CANDA0006, and I'll put that in the description box as well. And I would love to work with you, because I love VIPKID. It has provided me with so much flexibility and freedom as, you know, a wife and a mother. I homeschool my children as well, and so it's just a big deal in my family, and I know this can be a big deal in a lot of other families, and so I want to help as many people get into this business as I can. So, all right, guys, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye.